YouTube view. I don't know why. The shirt looks really cute in person, but on here I look like a linebacker. Like my shoulders look so broad. I don't really know why, but anyways, I just focused on that and I was like, well, that looks really weird. But you know what? It's not about looks anyways. It feels like fall around here and we're getting what we call the first fool's fall. So I'm not getting too excited because it's is going to go away, unfortunately, and I know some people around here are like, oh, I can't wait for this to go away. Other people are so excited for it. What camp are you in? Are you the I want fall to be here now, or are you in the don't even speak a word of fall, let me enjoy my summer camp? Because I am on the side of I want fall to be here now, and I have an aunt who she is like, don't you even mention the word fall in our house. That is a curse word. I'm being dramatic, but she really hates the cold weather. But anyways, that's just a side note. I wanted to talk about something today that has been going on and that I actually fell into the trap of for a while. And I just want to help some people out, because maybe you're stressing out about what kind of music can I listen to, what kind of TV shows can I watch, maybe even what kind of food can I eat, because there's a lot that's going around on YouTube and social media platforms about not being able to listen to music and not being able to listen to even Christian music, because people are like, well, you could accidentally get a demon by listening to something on K-Love. And I want to let you know that's pharisaical, okay? That's false. You're not going to catch a demon by listening to K-Love. And I know some people just probably clicked out because they don't want to hear that, but sorry, my allergies are messing with me. Listen, the Bible tells us to focus on whatsoever things are lovely and true and pure and holy. And it goes down the list. I'm paraphrasing. You know, there will be some people who think that they'll be like, Casey's a literal Satanist because she just paraphrased the Bible and didn't speak it verbatim. There are people out there who take it to the extreme in everything, right? But I want to let you know, if you go looking for evil, you're going to find evil. Evil is in the world. We live in a fallen state, okay? And we're going to find bad. We're going to find bad if we go looking for bad. But if this music is honorable, if it's talking about kissing a baby on its forehead, or, you know, helping an old lady across the street, or, you know, whatever the case may be, if it's on good things, then get the hint, Satan. He's trying to get in my ear right now, but I'm going to share this message because somebody needs to hear it. If those things are on something good and something pure, no, you're not going to accidentally catch a demon. Now, if you're going and you're listening to perverse messages and it's talking about harming people and doing bad things, then no, you should not listen to that. If you're going and watching a 3-part documentary on somebody, I can't say it on YouTube because YouTube doesn't let you say certain words. But if you're watching that, then yeah, you might accidentally pick up a demon, but I don't think it's accidental, because you know deep down that those things are not good. Right? We know that they're not good, they're not pure, they're not holy. But I would even go as far as to say some secular music, I know, sue me, some secular music could be good. And I know some people will be like, but it's about the frequency. It's about the message. And the Pharisees, they were like this, where they had to obey all of these rules and commands, but they couldn't meet their own expectations because they just made it too crazy. And we can get to where we over spiritualize stuff so much that we can't enjoy life. And I don't want to see that happen to any of you. It's like you see a fly in your house and you're like trying to cast out a demon because a fly is circling around your house. That's over spiritualizing stuff, and it can make you look crazy to people. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that nothing is spiritual and that nothing is demonic. There are bad things out there, of course. There is plenty of demonic things. If you go looking for it, you will be sure to find it. But don't keep your mind set on that. And I'll put it this way. I grew up in South Carolina, and when I went to Germany, a lot of my German friends, they would tell me whenever I would go take a flight back to America, they'd be like, be very careful, make sure you're doing this, make sure you're doing that. And it was almost as if it was looked at as like I was going to a third world country. And I'm like, I get to South Carolina, I'm like, this is not at all what people are thinking it is. And social media has just corroded our brains to think that there's so much bad in the world, and it's all we look for. So when you walk out the door, you just instantly look for bad, and of course you're going to find it if you're just looking for it. But I seen that wasn't true, and I seen that there's a lot of good in South Carolina. Now, if I went to places, downtown Charleston that are sketchy, and I went looking for bad stuff, I'm going to find some sketchy stuff, right? Because I'm looking for it. But going out to eat with my family to Olive Garden, it's safe. It's not bad. It's not what people are making it out to be. Of course things can happen. A plane could crash into my car right now. I have no control over that. But we gotta stop telling people that they have to hide and they can't live their life. And I don't know if any of you guys have ever watched bench warmers, but this reminds me, and I'm not trying to be funny, I'm not trying to pick on people, but I just want to kind of emphasize how ridiculous this can be. But there's a guy on bench warmers, and he always has sunblock with him, and he's hiding under everything because he's so scared of the sun. And he's just scared of everything around him, and if anybody spooks him, he has a sunblock with him, and he just spills the sunblock everywhere. And it's funny, right? Because it's ridiculous. The sun is everywhere, so it's unavoidable. And it's just like that. Life is unavoidable. Okay, we have to live in this life because we live on earth. And another thing I want to say is, a lot of people are saying, well, why are you telling people that September might not be the rapture? How could this be a bad thing? There is an extreme. People go to extremes for everything, and I know some of you are just tired of me saying this because you're like, come on, Casey, you're beating a dead horse. But you don't realize there are people who take everything to extreme. And there are people who have sold everything they had. There's people who have done worse stuff than that. There's people who have done insane things because they weren't looking for Jesus. They weren't putting their mind on the right thing. They almost had this legalistic approach. And I want to tell you, if you're getting ready to sell your house because of this September thing, I pray this video finds you before you go and do something major like that. Don't do that, because the thing is, even if you sell your home, what are you going to do with that money? What are you going to do with it? You can't take it to heaven with you, so it's pointless. Just continue to live your life. We're called to occupy here. We're not called to hide under a bench and hide from life. So I want to let you know, if you've fallen into this camp where everything is evil and nothing is sacred and everything's demonic, just be careful that you're not selling yourself short. Be careful that you're not crippled by the enemy because of thinking everything's evil. Because I have been through this myself. I wouldn't listen to Christian music because I was listening to all these podcasts of people saying that it's evil, and that because certain people sing it, you shouldn't listen to it because it's demonic, and you're somehow going to catch a demon from listening to a song praising God for having another day on this planet. And I fell into that camp for a while, and I fell into that camp of saying certain food is really, really bad, and just looking up can I eat this? Can I eat that? And there's a lot of passages in the Bible that tell us what is good for us and what is bad, but we're supposed to pray over everything. But I just don't want us to get into this, like, back into this 80s satanic panic thing that everybody was going through. There's a reason for this trope. It's because there's a little bit of truth in the trope, right? And there are people who freaked out in the 80s and they thought everything was bad. They thought everything was demonic. And so it kind of made us the joke to people around us. And I do see in a lot of ways that is going on again because history repeats itself, right? So don't fall into this thing that you're never focusing on anything good or pure. You're not doing what Philippians said and focusing on the good things. I think it's 4:18, right? You gotta focus on the good. And if you don't see any good around you, I want to encourage you today to be the good, right? Because if you start being the good, things will bless you so much more than you realize. It's like, it doesn't have to be this major thing. People think like to be good, to be the good in somebody's life, you have to do this crazy thing like give them your car. But it can be little stuff. Maybe leave your quarter in the grocery cart at Aldi, or wherever you go shopping. You see a mom at Walmart and the mom has 3 kids and she's getting them into her vehicle, and you see that she has a grocery cart. Offer to take the grocery cart back for her. It doesn't have to be this huge thing. You never know how that could make somebody's day. And to be able to see that good happen, it actually creates something positive in your life, and you realize that the world is not so scary. Because we as Christians, we can have this tendency to look at the world as such a scary place. But when you actually get out, as the Gen Zers say, you go touch grass, right? You stop listening to everything on social media that's telling you that it's all bad, it's all negative. You actually go and you be the good. You're going to start to see blessings happen through you and around you and for you. Because it'll bless you to see other people blessed. And you're going to start to see people smile more. You're kind to people, guess what? In return, people will be kinder to you because people are kinder to kind people, right? Somebody's rude to you, your initial reaction is to be rude back to them. So go be kind. And when somebody's having a hard day and they're rude to you, be kind anyways, because the Bible says it's like heaping hot coals on their head. And you never know, that person may be going through a really rough time and they just needed somebody to be there for them, and you were that one. You were that one who broke that cycle off of their day. Do the little things, because the little things matter. People tend to think, well, I'm not ruling the country, I'm not a president, so I can't change the world. And no, we're not called to change the whole world, but you might change somebody's world. You might change somebody's day. You might change the atmosphere around you. You might even change your day, and you'll be surprised by just being kind to people how that changes your day and actually makes you want to do more kind things. You'll see that the world isn't so bad. I don't know how I got off on this tangent today, but I guess the main point of this message is stop looking for negative. Stop looking for negative in music. Stop looking for negative in TV. Stop being afraid. We're not called to be afraid. Fear is from the enemy. The Bible says 365 times what? Do not be afraid. Because God doesn't want us to be fearful. We're not supposed to be of this world. No, we're not supposed to do all the bad things that the world is doing. We're supposed to be different. But we do live in this world. That's undeniable. I'm here, you're here. There's a reason we're here. So go out and be the good. And I can promise you this. If you turn your radio on and you listen to some Christian music that is good and sharing a good message, you're not opening yourself up to demons. So I don't know who's been sharing this message lately, who's been telling you this, but we gotta stop panicking. We're not called to panic. Alright guys, I love you. I hope you have an amazing day, and I pray that you would go be the good that you want to see. All right, I'm out.